Hey everybody, it's Triple J. Welcome back to the second episode of Bountiful Bayou here in City Skylines. And we just finished up one of our last milestones in the previous episode. Yeah, we're at 1,065 population. And yeah, 1,000 was Tiny Town. So we need to get down a couple things. Now we have access to parks, all the park things, beautification in general, but high school. They're going to start demanding higher education now. So we got to get some of that down. And in fact, we also unlocked the landscaping tools, which allows us now to terraform. And this brush might look different to you if you are playing vanilla. I have a mod called Extra Landscaping Tools, and essentially what that mod does is give you the tools that come with the map editor and puts them into the game itself. So this is the terraform brush from the map editor. It also allows you to add water sources and adjust the sea level, which can be very handy, especially the placing water source when you're trying to make a lake or something. Can be very, very handy. So that mod just allows you to use those tools in game. So I am going to first terraform this just to flatten. Now, I'm not going to obviously have everything flat, but for this first kind of portion of the map, I kind of want to, especially when we're just trying to knock out some of the milestones and, you know, get some population in here, put some grids in. I kind of want to just leave this to be relatively flat. So I'm just going to terraform that, and great. So that gives us a little bit of room to play. So I think I'm going to continue to build neighborhoods up here. And do we have access to another tile? We do. I think I'm going to buy this tile. And the reason I'm going to buy this tile is we can sort of push this portion of the city up against this highway here. And this can sort of be our, I don't know, stopping point for the highway. Stopping point for the city. Obviously, we'll have some bridges over to connect to other parts, but I think, I don't know, I don't anticipate moving this too much. This seems relatively straightforward. It's a four-way interchange between two different highways. I don't imagine we move it too much. So I'm going to buy this. And that opens up our space now. And this is all very flat. So this will continue straight through. Now I got $55,000. We do need to put down, what's our next milestone? 1,800. Okay, so that's not too bad. 800 more people, totally doable. So let me expand this out. And I'm thinking about now behind us here, this tile heading over to the river. Just always something to keep in mind. Always be looking at where you're sort of headed and where the interchanges are, right? So we have an interchange here on the highway. This highway is going to come through. This is another interchange. This might end up being a four-way at some point where we bring another highway through. Maybe, maybe not. I don't really know. But just thinking about this, I don't know, this interior part here, where are we going to have a crossover point to have more access to the highway? Because we have more people in here, we're going to want to make sure they have different connection points. And that's really what it comes down to when trying to alleviate traffic flow, make sure everyone gets onto the highway properly so people over here can get on right here. We can have another connection point here so they can, you know, just balancing it out. So not everyone is having to drive all the way across town just to access the highway, because that's how you flood your interchanges and get backed up traffic, and that wrecks your budget and onward and onward. So just thought it was good to kind of keep that in mind. So I think, you know, maybe around here-ish, what we can do just to sort of put a placeholder in. Let me go up by 10 units. I'm going to go up 10 more units and go up to 12. And I'm just going to leave that there. That is just showing us, indicating to us that we are going to put something there at some point, right? And then this direction, I'm going to want another... If I move this forward, we're going to want another avenue. Maybe not to connect to the highway, but definitely another avenue for, you know, pushing traffic onto wider roads, more lanes, things like that. So I think in that instance, I'm going to bring this up. And I think we might want another one that crosses here. So maybe this one turns into an avenue that can do something. I'm not sure exactly where these are going just yet, but this will give us enough room to sort of play here. So I'm going to leave one gap between there. And I'm going to bring these up. Again, leave a gap. It's kind of nice to just leave a gap in some of these areas. Then this will come through. Guess I can bring this one straight up as well. Although I kind of anticipate this one maybe turning. Or do something like that. It goes off into that. And then something happens over here. Just leaving our options open, but just trying to make some connection points here. So I'm not going to connect to that. This will actually now turn. I see. It's kind of putting us in a weird spot here. I don't know if I want those intersections so close together. So maybe we do something kind of funky here and go for a little 45. And then maybe this just stays open. This turns into something like that. And then we could even just leave this open, have some sort of park or something in there. Maybe do another connection point right there. Have a long block here. That might be helpful to do that. I don't know. It doesn't hurt to leave bigger areas, right? Because if you're let's say you're gridding out something, the reality is that a lot of these assets are bigger than the grids, especially the parks, right? They don't quite fit always into perfect shaped grids. They take a little bit. They're a little bit larger. So I think it's always okay when you have plenty of room, even if you're working with just 9 tiles and not 25 like we are. Trust me, there's plenty of space. So don't feel like you have to sort of crowd yourself in, right? You're building off the highway, build really close, make another row of housing, build really close, because leaving gaps, leaving bigger areas open, sometimes if you're not certain what's going to go in there, you might figure it out later, and it might be even better than what you might have put if you felt pressured into putting a space in there. So I will connect this to there, though. That makes it feel a little bit more complete. Now we got another big city block here. We should get the... Do I not have... Wait. Oh, I don't even have an elementary school. Hello. Oh, okay. Well, interesting. I might use... You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to dezone that. Sorry, friends. But I'm going to put this school in here. And I'm going to put the small playgrounds. I'm going to turn on anarchy here. For those of you who don't know anarchy, let me turn the game down here while we're losing some cash. If you look at Chirpy at the top here, if I hit Control A, there's Chirpy. That's the regular Chirpy you're going to see. If I hit Control A, he becomes on fire. And that means that anarchy is enabled. And basically anarchy allows you to build something in a place that you might not, right? So like here, you can see an overlap, right? Anarchy allows you to do that. Then what happens is I generally pair it with move it, which is a very good pairing, because then you can place something and then you can sort of settle it into where it needs to be, a little bit more fine tuning. So anarchy just allows you to do things like that. And this is a perfect example because this park is not that big. right? We can nestle it right up at the back side of that school there. We can just grab this, move it, and kind of shift it back. So we got a little room to play there. And see, that works just fine. Very good. We can even put like a fence around that. And now they have access to a park. Okay, so we have an elementary school. We're going to have to... How much is the... Yeah, 24. Okay. Well, we have a severe demand for more people. Everybody wants to move in. So let's get down some water pipes. Okay. And we're probably going to need services here. Early on, too, when you're just sort of extending out parts of your city. And generally speaking, you know, I think almost always when you are building, make sure that you're always checking services. Because you want people to level up as quickly as possible. And they're only going to do that when they have all the services. And the reason you want them to level up is because if you go into your budget panel here, and you click on your income from residential zones, you'll see that the majority, well, all of our tax income is coming from level 1 low density homes. Now, eventually we'll unlock high density, which will allow more people to move in. However, if they're level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, the higher the level, the more taxes they pay. And so you want people to pay more taxes. So you want to make sure that they have all their services. Once they start leveling up, then you're going to start to make more money. So getting your citizens educated, making sure they have coverage to, you know, police and fire, and making sure they have parks to go to. Those are all things that will involve them to level up. Same with industries. Industries desires the same things as your citizens do. They want parks, they want nice things, they want all the coverages of services, and you want them to level up. Because the more they level up, the more taxes they pay, but also they will pollute less. So the higher up, they will demand more educated workers as they level up, but they will pollute less, which is really, really nice. And that is definitely something we want in our city. So there we go. We're getting some people in here. Let's expand this out. I don't want to get super close to the highway because I think we're going to be making some changes to this. Let's go like that. And through there. Great. I'll leave that little bit open maybe. Let's get some more industrial in here. And that's all covered with pipes. We also need some more commercial. Now, I like leaving a gap here because sometimes I like to put a path behind just to separate the commercial zone and the residential. It always feels a little weird when they're just exactly butt up against each other. I don't always do it, and it doesn't always work out that way, but that's kind of where I like to be, if possible. So let's get another park in. I'm going to put one of these kind of right in the center of this. And that fits really nice, like right there. And by leaving a gap, we haven't eliminated any zoning, but I can put a nice path through there. Very slick. Put a path through there as well, or just more trees. Just gives them a little bit of breathing room between their housing. Especially in sort of this, you know, this is our opening. This is our old town. This is our first citizens, right? So they don't need to be shoved in here like sardines. This is a small town, right? A lot of small towns don't have everyone back to back like that. That could even give them more room, in fact. Okay, how are we doing on services? So water, sewage treatment, we're going to be running up against pretty soon. So maybe we should get something like that down. How much does this cost? Oh, it's only 2,500. That's actually not too bad. Let's see. This is a fire station. So I'm going to get rid of those. And, oh, nice. I can pop that right there. Beautiful. Connected to water. Excellent. There. Now we're covered there. How else are we doing on trash? Ooh, terrible. terrible we're doing on trash. Okay, we're gonna have to sort that out pretty quickly. But if we do another recycling center, it's very expensive. It really doesn't offer that much in reserves. Yeah, I mean, it's the upkeep isn't really that much, but it's just the processing rate is not very high. But it doesn't really do us, you know, you can lay down a landfill site that can hold a ton, but it's not processing it. Eventually this will become full and then we won't have anything to do with it, right? It'll just be a full garbage heap. But yeah, let's take a look at more services here. So we have healthcare. And we could use a little bit of a clinic over here. We also have... We don't have death care yet. Yeah, you know, a little more fire coverage. In fact, we have fire coverage there. But we don't have any medical clinic. Okay. Yeah, you know, we're getting a little far from our last police department. So if we do have something over here, we're going to need that. And then, of course, we're going to need another school here. And then, you know, high school. Might be worth putting down something there. But no, let's invest first in another recycling center. Although it's really gonna just... that's not gonna really put us that much farther ahead. In fact, we're still gonna be behind. It will double our processing, but we're still, you know, it's still gonna put us a couple thousand behind. But it doesn't seem to be affecting the citizens too much right now. So maybe it won't be that bad. Let's get down some more folks in here. I'm gonna actually pop down a couple corner stores in some of these areas, just for effect there. Put some more commercial down. Let's get. I'm gonna actually leave. Let's see. Go like that. And Anarchy is allowing me to build these through here. I'm also going to do that just to give ourselves a little bit of buffer. Then I'm going to put down some more residential there as well. We'll hold off over here until we know more. Everyone's moving in. We got some more cash to play with, so let's maybe put that medical clinic over here and get them happy. Okay, great. We hit Boomtown, so we get another tile that we can purchase. We have some new services. We have transport now. We got some more policies. We now have some highway roads and... Okay, great. That's awesome. Heating, we don't really need to worry about. An advanced turbine, bus depot. And then the most important thing, we're going to worry about this, is now we have access to death care. So we are going to need to put a cemetery down because citizens will soon start to die. And we're going to need a place to put them to rest. Also, elder care and a child health center. That's really nice because those came with the Sunset Harbor. Well, they didn't actually come with Sunset Harbor. They came in the free update, actually, with Sunset Harbor. So even if you don't have that DLC, you still will have access to these buildings. We'll show off those in a little bit. We also have ferries and yeah. Great. And fishing industry, looks like. No? Oh, just fishing. Oh, fish factories. Got it. Okay. Cool. Well, let's definitely look at the cemetery first. Now, when I'm building towns like this, I always struggled to figure out where I really want to put cemeteries, because, you know, oftentimes in like a smaller town, at least in the United States, if you're driving down an avenue, you know, inside of a small town, you might run into a cemetery, but it kind of feels like those are generally a little bit further out. So I don't like to put them right on avenues, especially next to like commercial buildings like that. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. So maybe we could establish, I don't know, an outskirts type of thing, or along the, along the side of a road here. You know, I'm thinking we could use this road as a dividing line, because what we're going to need soon is, well, actually right now, is another recycling center. And I think it would do us well to put that over here just to have a little bit better coverage. You know, kind of hit the both sides, basically. And not have it all in one area, because this is going to expand and grow. But we could almost have this be a tiny little industrial center. Do we have access to the industry roads? So what if I put this down when those don't line up? That hurts my brain a little bit. But that means that this is not a true 90 from this. Oh well. Not the end of the world. Life isn't perfect. But maybe this offers us the ability to sort of have this little dividing line. So what if I put a recycling center there? So they'll have access. And then maybe on this side. Just trying to think about where we might want to put this. Let's go cemetery out here. I'm going to leave a gap between the cemetery and the avenue. I don't think I'm going to put anything zoned in here. Oh, this needs water. You can always move it later too. It's not set in stone. But I want to read that. But I'll keep it off the avenue. We could even just have some trees here, maybe a corner shop. It just gives it a little bit of space, kind of away from our population right now. I mean, I am going to continue to expand this, but we may have just like a green, I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit of a break here, and then we have some more suburb feeling along the highway here. That actually could make sense. So this, I think, we'll do sort of what we did over here. I'm going to have this cross the highway. I may want to redo some of this. It's a little, I don't know. Doesn't look the greatest. There's some weird little breaks in there. But let me go up by 6. I'm going to back this up. Go by 10 and 11. We'll go 9. It's fine. And this will cross. Might even have this curve. And sort of jut out in this direction. Something like that? Sure. Placeholder. Okay, then this will come through. Do that. I don't think this will... we could have this connected to this highway. This could be another entrance to the city over here. Or our town. Because I think eventually, long term, this is going to be our downtown kind of big commercial center. Surrounding this lake, I think would be pretty cool. Maybe a campus is around here. But yeah, big buildings, and then they can also have access to the riverside. And yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. So, we're doing okay on power, but we're gonna need it soon. I'm gonna use this advanced wind turbine. This is a temporary solution until we can have better green power. I don't love these. I mean, I like that how they serve as a function, and they work in the water, which is nice. The reality is though that these just don't fit in a lot of areas in your city always. They feel very, very futuristic to me, very advanced. I think there's a time and a place for them. I think you could put these, I don't know, maybe in the water next to a university as sort of like a testing facility for, I don't know, some sort of engineering project, right? Looking into advancements into the future tech or something. But generally speaking, as like a power source, you know, lining up the riverside with these, doesn't always fit. Doesn't always fit what you're trying to do. But it is helpful for right now. I'm kind of inclined to leave some of this open. Like, what if this was the end? And then this came out, and then we can sort of have some suburbs over here, maybe another strip of commercial, but we sort of split it. And then this can be sort of just trees and, I don't know. Like you're taking a little bit of a gap. Yeah, and then that will allow us to have this tiny little industrial area and, you know, our cemetery and different things like that. Okay. We need some more people, though. So let me go like that. That does go through. We're actually short on money right now. Let's get more people in here. That. Cool. Shouldn't do that. It's gonna mess them up, but that'll be okay. A little more commercial along here. You know, I actually think we have to put a high school in. But we gotta wait for some of these people to get in here because we are running low on funds. When is our next milestone? Not till 3,800. Okay, so another 2,000 between Boomtown and Busytown. Okay. No problem there. We do have another tile to purchase. I don't think I need to. I don't think we really need to do it yet. I don't know if we just need to cross anywhere. We don't need to spend the money unnecessarily at this point. We should start looking at other services, though. Yeah, this area can definitely need some healthcare. Yeah, I'm thinking put some people in like that. I'm going to do it all the way along here. Maybe this is more of a residential avenue. As we start to, you know, maybe move out into some smaller suburbs, maybe these are just like corner markets, things like that. Yeah. And that's a lot of zoning, but let's get a little bit more industrial, but we're trying to make some cash here. Look at our budget is getting pushed up. Very good. And I might as well go right there as well. And along this bit. Just doing little bits at a time, seeing how the RCI demand reacts. You know, not trying to spam, you know, whole huge areas of it because you can really dip it fast. You always want to maintain a general across the board even. I mean, this is pretty good here. You want them fluxing, you want them going down. You don't want them all the way at the top because that means you just have too much demand for everything. But you want to keep it all generally, you know, moving and shaking right around that center point because that means you still have demand to build, but you don't have too much demand where, you know, you desperately are in need of something specific. That's where you want to dance around. Okay, so 20,000. We do need to put a high school down. In the high school, I'd like to put a basketball court by the high school. We now have the money to do it. I wonder if we could put it here. Service sort of both of these areas, potentially. I don't know. Across the street. Oh, I don't have enough money for that. Wait, how much is this? Oh, 4,000. Okay. There we go. And we can go like that. I can live across the street. Maybe next to a shop. Great. Oh, and there's people need water. May as well just... Oh, no. Running out of cash. Excellent. You seeing those green arrows? Very, very good. We're leveling up. They're getting educated. They have some parks nearby. Their services, their demands are met. And our weekly income is doing quite well. We're getting some level 2s. Oh, yeah, there they come. They're starting to pop in now. Very good. Well, everybody, that is going to do it for me for this episode. The second episode, but next time we will attack more of those milestones, get the city even bigger, and I think we'll start to get a healthy budget where we can maybe make some decisions, jump around the map a little bit, buy some more tiles, maybe start working on a downtown area. Lots of possibilities. But everybody, thank you all so much for watching. I do really appreciate it, and I look forward to continue building the city with all of you in the next episode of Bountiful Bayou here in City Skylines. Bye, everybody.